I'm Octavia, and this is Ray. This is the first snake that started our collection. Um, Me and Christopher went to PetSmart, and went there. The first thing we went there was to get a fish for our piranha. And while I was there, we was looking around, checking things out, and I went and looked at the snakes that they had, and looked at what type of lizards they had, rabbits, guinea pigs, and Christopher was at the hermit crabs. He was picking them up and playing with them, and the guy there, he was asking what we wanted. Sorry, what we wanted, and Christopher looked at me and he was like, "Well,
A little nervous?
yes, I am." And he's like, "Well, do you want a hermit crab or do you want a snake?" And I was like, "Are you for real?" And I had a big old smile on my face. And he's like, "Yes." Well, as you can see, I picked the snake. But
Hi, Ray.
when we picked them, the guy, he was like, "Well, which snake do you want?" I was like, "Can I hold the one in the front?" And he's like, "Yeah." I held him for a minute, and then I gave him to Christopher. And I was like, "Well, can I hold the one in the back?" And the guy, he was like, "Well, you don't want that one. He bites. He has bit every employee in this building." I was like, "Well, can I hold him?" He's like, "Yeah, just be careful with them." And right when he put him in my hand, I just fell in love. I was like, "This is the one I want."
And just for everyone to get a nice laugh, this is, 9, 10 years ago.
Yes.
And a normal ball python at that establishment was going for, I believe, $80.
Yes.
So now I get a good laugh anytime I see someone posting ball pythons for, absurd prices and everything. Because, once you get into the hobby, a normal male you can pick up probably for 10 or $20, and it'll be in a lot better condition than some of these commercial places will have them. And the reason why I figured this snake had bit anybody ever before we got him, because he's never bit with us,
No.
is just hunger. He has a serious appetite. He's always, since he was that little death noodle, as the guy, called him, this animal has an appetite. And they were trying to feed him frozen thaw once every, 2-3 weeks. And I don't even think he was eating frozen thaw because we had to feed him live.
Yes.
I didn't even know about frozen thaw back then.
Yeah, he wanted live.
So, just for the record, this is the starter snake for us. He was the beginning. I love him. He's part of the family. I don't care what happens. This animal is forever safe, and hopefully he gives us 20 more years. Like I said, he's at least 9. Yeah, he's just a great animal.
He's a sweetheart. He's our biggest sweetheart.
We did just weigh him. That's what that blue bowl is.
Yes.
Right there. Okay, yeah, right there. I'll turn that. Yeah, all right. So we did just weigh him. So he's at 3,464 grams. So he's a big boy.
Well, Christopher thought he was a girl. What was it, like 2 years in?
Yeah, when someone had came up to me and said, "Hey, Chris, have you seen albinos?" And I was like, "Albino what?" And he was like, "Snakes. You love them, and I've seen them at a friend of mine's house. You telling me you don't know nothing about them?" I was like, "Nah, I bought that for Octavia for our anniversary, and you know I love him, but I never put much thought into it. And he was like, "Oh man, you gotta see the albinos." He was like, "Look it up online." So I went online and I remember putting in ball python, and I think morphs popped up or mutations, something like that popped up, and I clicked on it and it pulled up images, and I started seeing all the morphs that we had, you know, at that point probably about 7 years ago. And that's where it started, really. I saw a picture of a bumblebee ball python, and I said, I have to have that snake. And at the time, bumblebee ball pythons were going for, I want to say like $400. And, you know, at that time, I was working at a gas station, I was working
at Walmart.
I was working at Walmart, okay. So $400 for a snake was a little out there for me. And I decided, okay, well, what does it take to breed them? Because my grandfather bred so many animals, I figured I could do it too. And I started researching how to breed ball pythons, and I came across how to pop them. And I did my first attempt at popping a ball python. And I thought it was a girl, you know. First attempt, no previous experience, didn't even know anybody else with snakes at this time. I mean, literally, I was doing this all by myself. And I'm like, oh, great, I got a girl, and we'll do this and that, and I'll buy a spider and a pastel, and we'll make a bumblebee, and woo-woo. And, man, I tell you, I've gotten really good at popping since then. But the day I found out that was a male, he was about 1,800, 1,900 grams and massive, and I found out he was a male. And his original name when we thought he was a girl was Rhea, which is one of the gods. So we just shortened Rhea down to Ray, or you could say changed it up to Ray. And he's been our big old boy ever since. He's good with the kids. You can kind of see his girth right here. And little Kaya's little hands. But she loves. You can see some of our feeder rats about to get fed off tonight. Actually, it's feeding night. And you can see how he is. I mean, the rats are 4 feet away, and he could care less. He does show a little bit of food aggression in the tub. If you just prop open the tub for a split second, he'll pay close attention to you. He's like, hey, is it feeding time? But never has he bit anybody. I'll take him to do shows. I'll take him to do anything. And this is a great animal. Always evolving pythons. I do want to give you an update on this little girl. And like Kaya just said, this is her snake. Her name is Baby, because that's pretty much the only word Kaya really knows to call anything. So. And you can see she's quite hungry. It is feeding day. And we got a little bit of poop in there. But I do not clean on feeding day unless it's horrendous. So she'll get fed and then I'll clean. Shh, shh, shh. Oh my God. And just for everyone, you know, Olympus Reptiles always says in his videos, breed for what you want. And I'm pretty sure she's made a mess. Yeah, a little bit. But 2 years after I said I was going to have me a bumblebee ball python, I hit on 2 bumblebees in a clutch. And it is feeding day, and she's a little antsy. But I did hit a female and a male. I gave the male to my buddy who held my collection for me. Like, she's really mad. I'm sorry. Don't want to disturb her too much since it's feeding day. But I got what I wanted. And now my next want, true want, is this guy here. This is a Coral Glow Inchy Yellow Belly. And he'll be going to the pinstripe at least when he's ready. I'm actually not going to breed her this season, even though she's big enough, because I am specifically waiting for her first clutch will be from this male. So, yeah, breed for what you want, guys. I'm a firm believer in that statement. I'll never get tired of this boy either. I'm actually gonna get a couple boas. Nothing too extravagant. God, the tub gives me so much trouble. But oh, I showed you guys in the last video she was in shed. Well, here it is. A nice big old shed. And full, got the eye caps, everything. Really nice. Move out the way, baby. And we'll see her tent. She's always hungry. I don't care what day it is. She'll be hungry tomorrow after I feed her. Yeah, she knows it's feeding day. The intelligence of this animal is amazing to me. And you can see she doesn't. She props out there, and she's waiting. She's waiting for me to put something close to her. She knows what day it is, and she shed this morning. So I really believe she was like, okay, it's feeding day, and I'm gonna be ready for it. And she actually ate and shed last week. She was in the beginning stages of shed, and she still ate. So I love this animal. One of my best species to have in the collection. I truly love this animal. But alright guys, there's the story on Ray. I'm actually gonna do another video for a buddy of mine about my rats, because he loves rats. So thanks guys, have a good night or day. I hope everybody's breeding plans are going well and their snakes are doing well. I haven't said nothing about Ben Renick. I didn't know him, and I didn't know of the quality of his animals as far as me personally owning them. But I can say that from the response so many people have given, he must have been a great man. And anybody like that will sorely be missed in our community. I think our community is one of the best communities in the world. The reptile hobby is growing every year, and it is something I take immense pride in. I love this hobby. I've bred dogs. I've bred fish. My grandfather did birds. He did koi. He did dogs. He's kind of where I got the breeding bug from. But of all the people you deal with, there's not a lot of hatred between breeders, and I think that's what makes our hobby special. A lot of people get really competitive and do a lot of crazy things because of their breedings. But our hobby is all about, how to help the next person, and there's just not enough nice things I can say about our hobby. I love this, and I plan to do it until the day I die. And yeah, thanks guys again. Sorry for the long drawn out video on one story, but I said I would get it to you guys, and I did. And I even had to talk Octavian to get in front of the camera, because it's been a long day and she didn't really want to do it. But for you guys, we'll try to accomplish anything. Thanks so much, and have a good day.